Have you ever seen a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse and wondered why we had them? Have you ever wondered why they're so rare? Well, this video is going to answer those questions, and it's going to show a time-lapse video of both types of eclipses. We're going to compare and contrast them. Before we get there though, you need to remember the motion of the moon. From space, you can see that the moon orbits around Earth in a counterclockwise direction one time a month. And while this is happening, from Earth, we see the 8 different phases of the moon. New moon, waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, third quarter, waning crescent, and back to new moon. Eclipses can only happen during full moons or new moons because those are the only moon phases where the sun, earth, and moon are all lined up. But in order for an eclipse to occur, everything has to be on the same plane or on the same level. And most of the time, the sun, earth, and moon are not on the same level because the moon orbits Earth at an angle. The moon's orbit around Earth is not flat. This means that most of the time throughout the month, the moon is either lower in the sky than the Earth, or it's higher in the sky. This causes their shadows to not line up, and this is what makes eclipses so rare. Most of the time, the Earth, moon, and sun are not on the same plane, not on the same level. Yeah, it's true that the sun, moon, and Earth are in a straight line during a new moon, but again, most of the time, the moon is lower in the sky. So you can see from this diagram that the moon's position in its orbit is actually lower than the Earth. This would mean that its shadow would fall below the Earth, therefore, no eclipse. And yeah, during full moons, the sun, moon, and Earth are all in a straight line then too. But again, look at the height. Look at the moon's position in its orbit around Earth. The moon is actually higher than the Earth. So the Earth's shadow would not land on the moon. The Earth's shadow would be below the moon. So this is just a typical full moon, no eclipse. This diagram shows that the Earth has to be in a very specific spot in its orbit for the possibility of an eclipse to even occur. And when the Earth is in that specific spot in its orbit, the moon has to also be in a very specific spot in its orbit as well. That's what makes eclipses so rare. In order for them to occur, the sun, earth, and moon have to be in a very straight line on the same level, so that way the shadow of the moon can fall on the earth, or the shadow of the earth can fall on the moon. Now we're going to get into the difference between a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse. We'll start with solar. Solar eclipses are awesome. They happen during the daytime. They can only occur during a new moon because the moon is coming in between the earth and the sun, and it's actually blocking the sun. During the middle of the day, the moon blocks the sun, and it makes daytime turn into twilight. It lasts just for a few minutes, but it's super cool. Lunar eclipses happen at night, and they can only occur during a full moon. They last a lot longer, they last a few hours, and they make the full moon look blood red. So lunar eclipses are sometimes called the blood moon. So yeah, solar eclipses happen when the moon is between the sun and the earth, and it's actually blocking a part of the sun rays. The earth is essentially in the shadow of the moon, so these happen during the daytime when there's a new moon. I hope this model helps you understand what I mean by that. Imagine you're holding a moon on a stick out in front of you. You've got a lamp to represent the sun. The moon is orbiting around the earth, and boom, there it is, directly between the sun and the earth. That's when we have a solar eclipse. Solar eclipses are really rare, but they're so remarkable. Partial eclipses are sweet. That's probably what you saw a few years ago, but total solar eclipses are amazing. I hope you get a chance to see a total solar eclipse. A total eclipse. Not partial. Partials are cool, but I want you to see a total eclipse.
hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. When you're on a holiday, you can't find the words to say all the things that come to you, and I wanna feel it too. On an island in the sun, we'll be playing and having fun, and it makes me feel so fine. I can't control my brain. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. When you're on a golden sea, you don't need no memory, just a place to call your own, as we drift into the zone. On an island in the sun, we'll be playing and having fun, and it makes me feel so fine. I can't control my brain. We'll run away together. We'll spend some time forever. We'll never feel that anymore.
Lunar eclipses happen when the Earth is between the moon and the sun. In other words, the moon comes behind the Earth and it falls into the Earth's shadow. These can only occur during the full moon because that's the only time where the moon is actually behind the Earth. When everything is all lined up just right, the moon comes into the Earth's shadow, and you might think that it would disappear, but in all actuality, the moon turns red, blood red, and we call lunar eclipses blood moons for that reason. The people that are having nighttime on Earth are going to be the ones lucky enough to see these lunar eclipses when they occur.